Hello there, welcome. I'm Eric Soriano, Senior Commercial Sales Rep with Hermes Landscaping, here today to talk about irrigation system minimum standards. And these are standards that we believe everyone should be held to in order to make sure the system is going to run a long time and run efficiently. So let's start with the top five. The first one is 5 feet per second. No water in the system should run more than 5 feet per second, because water that runs more than 5 feet per second is destructive to the valves, to the diaphragms, to the pipe, and other components of the system. So how can that be proven? Well, there's software that can prove that. So before you buy out an irrigation system, you should ask the person selling you the irrigation system, will the water in my system flow more than 5 feet per second? If so, what will it cost? This is the right question to ask. What will it cost to make sure it doesn't? Because that's what I want to buy. Head-to-head coverage means that you're going to get maximum efficiency out of your irrigation water investments. The most expensive part of an irrigation system is not the system. It's the water you're going to spend over the next 20 years, the water you're going to buy over the next 20 years. And irrigation systems, particularly rotor zones, are very thirsty. So you want to make sure you have head-to-head coverage, the most efficient, maximum efficiency coverage that you can get, okay? So you're going to want to see a shop drawing before you buy an irrigation system, obviously. Number three, you don't want any overthrowing into parking lots or streets or driveways. Why is that? Because that water goes right into the storm sewer system, doesn't go onto the lawn, is not being used to keep your landscape beautiful. Many times we see systems that on the ends of islands throw into the parking lot on a routine basis. This is just silly. So that's another reason you should always have a pre-designed system to look at before you buy an irrigation system. Don't just rely on someone to go design and build it after you've signed a contract. It's silly. Number four, 8-hour runtime. Now this is common sense, but we don't want the irrigation system running when people are out in the landscape. So we want the system to run between, let's say, 11 at night and 6 in the morning or 7 in the morning, when people are out there jogging or driving by, or all these overspray issues can be avoided if we run the system when there's nobody out there. Well, how do we do that? How do we achieve that? We run it through advanced software, the system, to see how long it's going to take to run per average runtime. And we keep it under 8 hours. It's a very common sense standard that we apply in all the systems that we design and sell. And the fifth one is make sure the shop drawings are approved prior to issuance of contract. I mean, otherwise, what you're buying is a box of pieces and parts with no design. You don't know what you're buying. I mean, you wouldn't buy a house, you wouldn't buy a pile of lumber if someone was trying to sell you a house. You'd say, no, I want to see the house finished. I want to see the architectural plans that you're going to build from before I sign a contract. Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? But most of the irrigation systems that we see in the commercial market that are being bought sight unseen, design build, with no plan and no idea of exactly what you're going to get. And there's so many variables, it would be crazy to buy a system with the 5 minimum standards I'm talking about today. So what I'm really trying to press upon you today is you should not be buying an irrigation system that if it doesn't meet these 5 minimum standards, you should not be buying an irrigation system sight unseen. You should have a pre-designed system that meets all these standards before you sign the contract. It only makes sense, doesn't it? Why would you buy anything until you saw the design? You wouldn't buy a house without a set of architectural plans. Why would you buy an irrigation system without a plan in front of you before you sign a contract? So this is Eric Soriano with Hermes Landscaping, giving you great advice about how to buy your irrigation system. And if you have any questions, look in the box below. You'll see my email address and my phone number. Give me a call or send me an email. Thanks a lot.